Tighnari's design is one of those designs that the conception of it is pretty interesting, because Tighnari is one of the few Genshin characters with a named designer. He was designed by Paco, a very well-known character designer and artist. His work spans through many games and franchises. He was brought on as a guest designer, which makes sense if you have to design 100+ characters. Having a new person with new eyes and new skills could give a fresh take on characters. And he was brought on to at least draft a design for Tighnari, which, looking at early concepts of Tighnari, it seems to be most of his design elements stayed intact. Of course, there's no guarantee that he had full free reign to do whatever he wanted. He still needed to go by Hoyo's guidelines, which, looking at the other characters he's designed beside Tighnari just kind of stands out. For instance, he loves gold and how he likes to use it to punctuate designs. And while Tighnari does have gold in his design, it's not really utilized in the same way. Not saying he uses gold in every design, just an observation. Although he does like big gold accessories, which Tighnari does have. Tighnari's design is very layered, and his outfit has a lot of components, which is also an element found in his character design. So you can still see Paco's influence in Tighnari's design. It just might be a different design direction we're not used to seeing. Well, speaking of design direction, looking at Tighnari's design, it gives me the impression that he might not have known Tighnari's gender when designing him, and decided to strike for the in-between. That's why he has masculine and feminine traits, and culturally, he's wearing both men's and women's clothing. Tighnari's design takes a lot of inspiration from North African culture, as well as Arab and Islamic culture. Tighnari's belt is an agoose, a belt typically worn by Kabylian women. Looking at Tighnari's top, with the hood and stripes, looks like a jilaba, styled like a hoodie and a garment that both men and women would wear. His sash is worn by Kabylian men, that they would also wear during weddings, and his sleeves might be a reference to how they styled their clothing, with one sleeve shorter than the other for easy movement. And his color palette seems to take more inspiration from Kabylian fashion, with the merging of muted and saturated tones. His Arab inspiration comes from his name, who was a real Arabian botanist, which Tighnari is. Character-wise, his design makes sense. He is wearing both protective gloves and boots to account for his job as being a forest ranger, and of course his hood is there to protect him from the rain, since he works in the rainforest. Also, I love the amount of plant references in his design, with his cape looking like leaves, the clovers on his shoulder, and of course the amount of flowers in his design. And of course you can't bring up Tighnari without bringing up the fact that he's based off of a Finnic fox. And I like that they didn't go for the same color palette Finnic foxes has, as Tighnari's ancestors migrated from the desert to the forest. So that's all I gotta say about Tighnari's design. Let me know if I missed anything or got anything wrong. Let me know what you noticed about his design.